Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. Now I did tell you that today's video is going to feature a crazy taxi driver going on a mad tour and baking his car going up a hill. But I've decided that I need to do a video about visas, about my current situation, about what I'm learning after escaping the UK almost 2 months ago now. Also how that works with creating a YouTube channel. We're going to chuck in some insanity from haters in there as well, so hopefully it'll be quite an interesting video. That's a nice view for you, isn't it? But yeah, what's really... So the reason I actually recorded this video yesterday and then deleted it, so I was genuinely going to do it anyway. But then we got some insane plebby in the comments yesterday. I think it was in the video where I was showing Stephen my green herb. Somebody has commented, "I'm not comfortable with this. This is illegal." I think these are the exact words. "I'm not comfortable with this. This is illegal. I'm going to contact the police and the embassy." Now, where do you even start with this? I was trying to speak into it with Stephen yesterday and I couldn't even find the words because it's just so far from my consciousness, you know. One, to still be believing in laws and still to be believing that laws are some sort of moral compass. Now, I don't for a minute think this man is actually triggered by me smoking a joint. He's triggered by my freedom, by my authenticity, by my truth, and by the mirror it holds to him and the lack of all that that's in him. So obviously, like any libtard, rather than being insightful and doing the internal journey and asking himself the crucial questions that will allow him to see why he's so triggered and ultimately why his life is so pathetic, he's going to just try and destroy the mirror. Typical libtard nonsense. So, I mean, I did actually record this video yesterday, but it felt important to do it again, just so I'm actually getting to a point where I think there's 6 days of space between my life and the footage. Now I've experienced libtard hatred before, and it's incessant. Like, they get obsessed. So I don't actually believe it's impossible for me to even comprehend somebody wanting to escape themselves and their own existence so much that they go to the hassle of ringing embassies and police. And then you've got, like, as if the embassy would do anything about somebody smoking a joint in Mexico. I mean, it's so ridiculous on so many levels. But what it does remind me of what happened to me in Thailand and how vile and vengeful libtards are. It's just, I've been speaking to Stephen about this anyway, it's just good and wise to get a few days buffering between my life and the footage for when the vile libtards have their lib meltdown and try and destroy the life of another to make them feel better about their own miserable existence, but they don't actually know where I am. So, we're re-recording this video today, even though I told you today was going to be about taxis. That will be tomorrow. But yeah, what I'm really realising is this is hard. You know, it's joyful in many ways. Obviously, I realise I'm having an incredible experience compared to many characters, humans, on this flat floating plane. Ooh, that will trigger the libtards. He's definitely going to call the embassy now. What a retard. Anyway, let's not focus on retards. Yeah, travelling is exhausting. And when I came out here, I very much came out here with a desire to see every single country that I could. And that still lives within me. But as I experience it and the reality of it, I realise what I'm actually here to do is to survive for 50 years. With the way things stand, I don't think I'll ever go back to the UK. So that means I've got 50 years of believing that I'm alive in this simulation to get through. So I've got to be practical about it, I've got to be realistic about it. Can you imagine moving house every 3 days? moving cities every week. Yeah, crazy, right? Well, that's what I was doing. And there's this like feeling of pressure of wanting to be a YouTuber, of wanting to make this channel interesting, that feels like it requires constant travel. But it's like weighing up, what do I need and what's important to me? And yes, this channel is important to me, and yes, being a YouTuber, and I'd love to make a success of that. But I also need to be still. Traveling is awful, man. Like, honestly, these like 8-hour bush journeys, and you know, what's on the other side of that? Where's my hotel? Am I going to be able to find my hotel? You know, what's the hotel going to be like? You know, there's so many unknowns, which is why I feel when you find a place like San Cristobal that is just fantastic. And you know, there's a big part of me that's like, so Stephen and I, our time together comes to an end in 4 days now. So I'm like, okay, well, in 4 days I move on. I move on to Guatemala. And I think I'll do that. But then, why leave San Cristobal until my visa runs out? I'm not going to find anywhere better than this, or, yeah, that's not true. I'm sure there are better places. There'll be places that are more in nature, like just nature everywhere. But this is bloody good. This is somewhere you can live. You know, I can actually live here. It's got everything I need. The climate's cool. I know the town now. So I'm actually considering, when Stephen leaves, going back to the old place that I had. Just having another week or two, maybe even just staying here until my visa's up, which will be 4 months. But that does seem too long and a bit boring. Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm really starting to value, first of all, just being still and having a home for a period of time. That is really important. The only downside of that is this channel. But I've got to stop valuing that. That doesn't mean stop the channel or anything like that, but maybe stop every day, you know, and realise that I have to sustain myself. And that will only make my content better, particularly on the other 2 channels. I'm really going for it with Shadow Surrender now. I feel like that's my purpose and that's my passion. And I really want to post on there every day. So I feel like being still will help source that, sustain that. But then you've got the other added thing. Like, so when I first left the UK, 18 months, maybe 2 years ago now, I was in complete escape and survival mode. I was in a pretty bad place. I'd just lost a business. I'd lost all my purpose. I was seeing the UK collapsing, nowhere near to the extent that it is now. I mean, I think we still had a Tory government at this point, which obviously it's all the same. But it's certainly got a lot more tyrannical since the latest puppet that we call Keir Starmer has come into power. Oh, this is a nice new path. Look at this. I'm loving this little tree area that's really close to my house. It's an absolute blessing. So, right, yeah, so I left Thailand. I left the UK very much with like, I need to get a second citizenship. And I'd done quite a bit of research, but not nearly enough for such a massive life commitment. You know, I'd watched a lot of videos. I'd looked into quite a few countries. Paraguay was top of my list, mainly because it was cheap and the easiest. Now, I don't think getting residency citizenship in a Latin American country is easy by any means. But I'm led to believe that for a pauper like me, you know, unless you're able to just spend £1 million on a golden visa in Malta or El Salvador. Oh, this is great, this path. Then I think it's pretty complicated, but I believe Paraguay is easier. So I basically went to Thailand because I knew I travelled Thailand when I was 19, and I knew I didn't realise I was going to end up in jail and lose everything, and it was going to be as horrendous as it was. But basically, if you don't try and start a business and you follow the law in Thailand, it's the easiest place in the world to travel. The easiest place, not so much to live because the visa situation is a nightmare, but it's a very easy travel, very safe. The people are very friendly, and it's very westernised, very, very westernised. You can pretty much get away with just speaking English, and there's, you know, great coffee shops and all that, and cannabis is legal. So I was like, right, I've had a horrible time in England. I'll go and chill out in Thailand for 6 months, carry on researching, then go to South America and get my second visa. And then I just got lost in Thailand, but also just choosing the easy route. You know, forgetting what I would really left the UK for, forgetting what was important and also hard, and just kind of putting the Thailand blinker on and being like, oh, I'll be all right here. The world's not ending. I'll just stay in Thailand. And then Thailand came crashing down. Now, and if you live like I do, that everything happens for a reason, maybe that was the reason. I mean, I think it was. I needed more humiliation, embarrassment, humbling to become whatever it is I'm becoming. But you know, maybe it was also because I got lazy and wasn't doing what I needed to do to secure my future. So the universe took all that away from me and reminded me of how fragile the future is. Potentially, I don't know. Just theorizing. But basically, it's all coming back up. So I'm realizing how important, as the UK gets more and more insane, how important it is really to get rid of that British passport. 1 millionaire is leaving the UK. Well, it was every 44 minutes, according to Neil Ward McCoy. So it's probably, you know, every 30 minutes now. So basically, the UK economy is cooked. Now, Keir Starmer says it's fine because for every 1 millionaire we lose, we get at least 2 boat people. And obviously, there's no difference between people. There's no difference between someone who's paying a lot of tax and somebody who's claiming benefits, according to Keir Starmer. So there's nothing to worry about, guys. But basically, what's clear to me is the UK economy is cooked. And they're going to have no one left to tax soon, because anybody with any means is going to leave. There's a lot of people who, you know, say they're going to stay and fight, but I don't think they realise. I don't know, man. Like, I've seen some stuff recently where even the flag raising just gives me tingles. It's just so beautiful to see. And there was a part of me that was like, oh, I want to go back and raise some flags. I really commend the people who want to fight and stay, but I'm not sure if they realise how tyrannical this is going to get and like how hard it's going to be to fight. But anyway, massive commendment to those that do stay. But most are going to leave. Anyone that's got the means to leave. So therefore, the UK, and I think this is all part of the plan. You know, it's all just moving towards globalism, isn't it? A one world government and a one world tax system. So maybe this is why they're deliberately, one of the reasons they're deliberately tanking Western economies, particularly the UK's right now, so that they can justify this American-style tax system based on citizenship. Now, I don't make much money. It's not a big deal. It's not like I'm going to be paying massive taxes. But I have a feeling that one day I will be making quite big money. But more importantly than that is I just cannot contribute to Satanism. I just cannot contribute. Knowing that my money then goes to the boat people. Or this psyop in Ukraine. Like, I just cannot, to know that I'm contributing to that. It's, you know, it's deep, it's spiritual, it's energetic. So it feels really important to have the ability to give up my British passport, which obviously would mean needing another citizenship somewhere else. But that's mad in itself, because the world is changing all the time. I just saw a crazy video, which I'm going to do another video about basically how the UK passport is getting devalued. Like Argentina, it's getting harder to get in as an English person. But anyway, I'll speak about that more. So it's like, are you jumping out of the fire pan into the fire? How do you know that Paraguay or Uruguay or wherever I choose isn't going to completely change in the next 5 years? So there's so many unknowns. But what I do know is the UK is tyrannical. And to be a citizen of a tyrannical country isn't much good. Anyway, like I say, I found this video that I want to break down and analyse, so I'm kind of getting into that territory now. What I really want to say to this video is that I'm starting to change my values and therefore the way I'm going to be living. So I am going to be starting to spend more time. I'm going to start picking out places that I know I'm going to love. So Lake Attilan in Guatemala. What do you want? What's your problem, little furry one? Yeah, you've got some very nice furry ears, haven't you? You want a little stroke? You want a little stroke? Oh, you see, you're just a lovely little friendly one, really, aren't you? What's all that bravado about, eh? What's all that bravado about? Oh, you silly little thing. Very silly. Oh, you just need some love, don't you, mate? Oh, I've got that chicken. Maybe I could go and get that chicken for you. Yeah, I had a Mexican chicken last night. So I've got all the leftovers from that. I always think when I'm putting it in my bin, I really should be giving this to a dog. Oh, you could be the dog that gets it. Oh, look how much this dog needs some love. Oh, yeah, you put all your fleas on me, mate. I don't care. Oh. Oh. And there's, you know, I think this world is about to get really crazy. So then there's other, alright. And then there's other potentialities like conscription. I mean, I'm at the point actually now where I don't want any citizenship. But obviously I know we don't live in a world where that works. You have to have a citizenship. But it just feels like a trap anyway, really, and any country. But the UK definitely feels like a trap. So the desire to give up and it's scary because, you know, I still hold the condition, I still hold the programming around like this is a golden passport and all this. But how long is it going to be a golden passport for if England is essentially Pakistan? If they don't give access to Pakistan, why would they give access to England in 10 years' time? Because it's going to be all Pakistanis, or the majority. So you can see that changing. Anyway, here's what I've been trying to say the whole bloody video. Start picking out places that I know I want to stay for a month, 2 months, 3 months, that I actually want to live. So we're still going to see the world, still going to hit up lots of different countries. But this mentality I had when I first started, where I was like, right, I'll just fly to Cancun and then just work my way down every city. And it's kind of like this, it's the same way my ego has shown up, like more, accumulate. I have to see it all, rather than picking out the good bits. Like when I was in, was it Lake Bacalar? And then there was Chetumal, just an hour and a half away. And I was like, oh, well, I might as well go and see Chetumal, you know, it's on the coast. What a shithole that was. The other problem I've got is I'm really bad at doing research. But there seems to be enough people like Stephen, Shimbles, a few others, John in Mexico, that sends me good information on locations that I think I can get away with. I definitely need to start doing more research, but I can get away with doing minimal amounts of research and just having places recommended to me. But yeah, no more of this like hitting it all up and these short bus journeys that every 3 days that require finding of hotels and walking around with bags and just generally being exhausted. Like, I'm so done with that. So I think I'm ready to say goodbye to Mexico for now. I'm sure I'll be back. No, I think I might extend my stay in San Cristobal a little bit longer. But I was going to go to Huacana, or however you say it, the one with O's, A's and X's. There's Portobel, there's no point in even trying to say it, but there's basically a really nice beach place that people keep recommending, but it's just going to be very hot. Stephen says he doesn't think it's for me. So I think straight to Lake Catalan next, which apparently, thankfully, Stephen's been doing some research for me, is only a 5-hour coach journey away. I mean, that feels very doable. Maybe I don't need to extend my stay in San Cristobal. But yeah. So I think I've said it now. I think I've explained that I'm going to be staying for longer periods of time in fewer places. And also, as much as I hate flying because they poison you with that new spray, have you seen that? It's gone viral on a plane in Nigeria. And everyone, you know, these awful far-right racists are saying the Nigerians must smell so bad that they've had to spray air freshener, but it's not. It's this WHO mandate to poison everyone on planes now. Sorry, that's what mad conspiracy theorists would say for the sake of YouTube. Obviously they're doing it for our good, because everything they do is for our good, because they care about you so much. Have you noticed? So yeah, I really don't like getting on planes because God knows what they're spraying in the air, and you know, they're walking up and down the planes. I've been on one where it came out of the vents. That was on the way back from Thailand in custody. And then I've been on a few where they walk up and down the planes spraying this God knows what. But you know, I'm just gonna accept that I'll get poisoned, and so do less travel but more like long. Travel further on planes potentially, so we get to see all of Latin America, but just hit up the good spots. And I'm really going to try, after my time in San Cristobal, I'm really going to try and find places of high altitude, because the heat is a big thing. You know, it's hard, it's almost hard to remember after being in San Cristobal. You know, you just assume this is Mexico now, but it's not. And wherever else I've stayed, I basically haven't been able to leave the house between 12 and 4, which is alright, because I can just sleep, wank and smoke. But really I want to be getting away from those behaviours and staying active and sober as long as I can, which definitely still requires me doing something right now, although I think that's all about shift. But I talk about that more on Shadow Surrender, this big shift that I'm going through, into peace essentially, which I keep running away from. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think that's basically what I wanted to express. I think I did a better job yesterday, but I deleted that like a turtle spasmoid. What an idiot. It's just a recalibration after experiencing what, you know, it's really, the grass is always greener, isn't it? So when you're in England, you're just like, oh my God, it would be so amazing to be traveling around and seeing all these things. And you know, life is so boring and the same every day in England, or it certainly was for me, and I think it is for most people. But obviously, you're like, oh, I can't wait to be stimulated by the external every day, and traveling will just be such an honour and joy, and I'm so lucky to do it. But then when you're in the reality of that, you kind of miss doing nothing in England. You know what I do really miss? I miss Willow Park. For those long-term viewers, not of this channel, because this channel didn't start till I was in Mexico. But yeah, those that were watching Not Today Satan and Shadow Surrender in England, Willow Woods, man, and Willow Park, and that bloody dog, Margot. Yeah, I do miss all that. But yes, it's a recalibration after experiencing and learning and realising that I need to kind of get a balance of the two lives, where yes, there's still experience and exhilarating external circumstances, but not quite so often, and much more downtime, much more stillness, much more peace, much more learning to be with self, which is my main thing right now. But I talk about all that on Shadow Surrender. Yeah, so in terms of this channel as well, I am going to be doing less videos, because now that I'm posting again on Shadow Surrender, I feel like this channel has kind of been an amalgamation, is that the right word? A merge of what I was doing on Shadow Surrender plus travel. I haven't been speaking into subjects as in depth as I did on Shadow Surrender, but I've been chucking them in here, which basically means Shadow Surrender died, and now I want to really focus on that, and I'm traveling less. So if you've enjoyed watching this channel for my rants, dare I even call it wisdom, or just life experience, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you know, just expressing my life experience as I've experienced it, then you really should subscribe to Shadow Surrender, because there's going to be more videos on there. And so this channel is going to become more about travel. Of course, I'll still be sharing my thoughts and feelings and reactions to things, but I don't think I'm going to be going quite as in depth into any sort of psychological or spiritual concepts on this channel. I'm doing slightly less videos, maybe 3 or 4 a week, and then putting the monologues on Shadow Surrender. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully I'll see a few more of you there. And yes, I should also mention that Not Today Satan, actually by the time you see, oh no, I'm going to post this tomorrow. So yeah, Not Today Satan, I've been banned. There's another 5 days of that ban. But they're going through my, every day I get an email basically saying, oh, we found another video, it's a problem. You're getting closer to being permanently banned. So yeah, it might come back in 5 days, or it might be gone forever. I probably will create a Not Today Satan 2, and I think today I'm going to try Rumble again, although I've never got anywhere with Rumble. Like, I haven't even been able to upload a video to it, like, it's so hopeless, but maybe that's changed. It's been a while since I tried. So yes, so that's why you're not seeing any videos on Not Today Satan right now. If I have managed to do a second channel and Rumble today, then they're here now, and they're linked in the description below. So please do subscribe if you were Not Today Satan follower. Alright guys, lots of love. A bit more of a rambly one today. Let me know what you think. And yeah, hit a few buttons for me if you can. That's always massively appreciated. So this channel is slow at the moment. It went off to an incredible start. Obviously that's because I had at the time 20,000 followers of Not Today Satan. So many converted over. 4,400 subscribers in a week, I think. And then it's taken 6 weeks to get to 5,000 subscribers. But I just trust that if I just keep doing it, slowly this channel will grow. Wow, look at that. Wow, this town, man. I absolutely love it. But yeah, a big thank you to everyone that subscribed and got me to 5,000, and everyone who supports the channel and clicks the buttons. Slowly it grows. Keeping my motivation to keep posting. And thank you so much to all those that donate. I haven't done a shout out for a while. The donations have slowed down a lot, but you know, there's still every 3 or 4 days somebody chucks some money in my account. I just find it incredible. So I will definitely do a shout out really soon to everyone that's donated over the last 2 weeks. But yeah, just a massive thank you, man. Like, it's hard for me to find the words. But yeah, everyone who supports this channel in whatever way they support it, and all my other channels, I really appreciate it. But of course, those that throw some shekels my way and allow this, whatever it is, escape, adventure, dream to keep going. Wow. Thank you. So, even though I'm not naming you right now, you know who you are, and please, like, know how much it means to me. Massively appreciated. If anybody else, this wasn't my intention, but it does easily go into it. If anyone else wants to help and donate, you'll find Patreon, buy me a coffee and bank details below. Thank you so much for considering it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that like button. Which way around is it? That subscribe button, that like button. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be the way around anyway, isn't it? Bye! So mad, because obviously this is prime location now. And you know, these people have probably owned it for years and years, so that's just like breeze blocks with garden. And like down here there's some awful buildings in the what's got to be the prime location of San Cristobal. And you got this getting built now. Again, just breeze blocks, but it's mad, in it, like. And of course this is how gentrification happens, mindsets like this. But yeah, you wonder, like, how long will it be before... I mean, you can't... I don't think... If you're not Mexican, I don't think you can buy land in Mexico, which is obviously great for the people and protects the people. But, you know, how long will buildings like this exist in this prime location? You know, and you know, because basically where I'm staying is the only done-up building around here. And you've seen how fantastic it can be. So, you know, how long... And the garden next... The house next door is a chicken farm. I should show you, actually. It's like, how long is that going to be the case before all this gets done up and gentrified? Which is probably not a good thing, really, because it just leads to, you know, the locals having to leave, doesn't it? But I mean, like, look at this, for example. Like, look where we are. Look at this location. You know, just this breeze block jail up there. I mean, whatever the hell this is. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, these are poor people living in the most prime location in San Cristobal. I mean, I think it's great, don't get me wrong, it's just hard to get your head around as an English person, you know, you'd never see this. Yeah, live in Mexico.